Yeah, Rahi, same tone, same style, same emotional flow, Ksath cleanly rewritten version. Meaning, pacing, storytelling, or motivational feel, Bil Kalantact, Rakagaya high surf language. Smooth or refined key, gay high. Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and felt heavy instantly? Like before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already running full of worries, unfinished problems, and everything that could go wrong today. Maybe it's bills, maybe deadlines, maybe an argument from yesterday that still hurts, and before your day even begins, you already feel tired, already defeated if that feels familiar. If your mornings feel more like stepping into a battlefield than receiving a gift, then this story is for you. Because there was once a man who woke up angry at life every single day until one small habit, just 5 minutes every morning, changed everything. Not just his mornings, his entire life. Stay with me until the end. Daniel, 35. A good life on paper. Misery every morning in a busy city where buildings reached for the sky and people rushed through life without slowing down. There lived a 35-year-old man named Daniel. On the surface, Daniel had a good life, a stable job. As an accountant, a decent apartment, got enough money to cover the bills. On paper, he had nothing to complain about. But every single morning, Daniel woke up miserable the moment his alarm rang. Gratitude wasn't his first thought. Dread was another. Day, another Monday, more work, more stress, more traffic. The same life on repeat. He stayed in bed, scrolling on his phone, reading news that made him angry and watching social media posts that made him feel behind on other people's vacations, other people's success, other people's happiness. By the time he finally got out of bed, his mood was already ruined. At breakfast, he barely tasted his food. His mind was already at the office, imagining meetings, expecting problems, replaying yesterday's frustrations. One morning his girlfriend, Sarah, noticed. Over coffee, she asked softly, "Daniel, when was the last time you actually enjoyed waking up?" He stared into his cup, searching for an answer he couldn't find. "I don't know," he said quietly. "Maybe when I was a kid, before life got complicated." Sarah reached for his hand. "You're alive, you're healthy, you're loved, but you live like life is a punishment instead of a gift." Her words hurt because they were true, but Daniel didn't know how to change. Negativity felt automatic, like breathing. Kept he telling himself, "I'll be happy when I get promoted, when I earn more, when life gets easier." But when never came, the heaviness grew. His sleep suffered, his relationship suffered. Even good news arose. A sunny day couldn't break through the fog. He became the kind of person who found problems in every solution, and complaints in every moment. The breaking point: "I can't wake up next to you anymore." One evening, Sarah said something that shook him. "Daniel, I love you, but I can't keep waking up next to someone who hates waking up." That night, Daniel couldn't sleep, staring at the ceiling. He asked himself a question he had avoided for years. When did I become this person? And how do I find my way back? The 5:30 a.m. walk in the old man the next morning. Daniel woke up at 5:30 a.m., unable to sleep. Instead of lying in bed with his thoughts, he did something different. He went for a walk. The city was quiet. The air was cool. The sun hadn't fully risen yet. In a small park, he saw an elderly man sitting on a bench, feeding birds. The man looked to be in his 70s, simply dressed, calm/peaceful. What caught Daniel's attention wasn't what the man was doing. It was that he was smiling. Not at anything specific, just smiling. Daniel felt drawn to him. "Mind if I sit?" he asked. "Please," the man said warmly. They sat in silence for a moment, watching the birds. Then Daniel spoke. "Can I ask you something?" You look genuinely happy. Oh, the old man chuckled softly. "You think happiness is something you find, isn't it?" Daniel asked. "No," the man replied. "Happiness is something you practice." "Practice?" Daniel frowned. The old man nodded. Double quotes. "What was your first thought when you woke up today?" Daniel hesitated. "Honestly, I thought, another day. To survive. Same as yesterday. Same as the day before." Suddenly, Daniel realized every morning felt exactly the same. The old man said gently but firmly, "My friend, you've been training your mind to see problems. Every morning, you practice negativity. And now, you're very good at it." The words hit hard. Training. It made sense. "Can I untrain it?" Daniel asked quietly. The old man smiled. "Yes, and it starts with 5 minutes. The notebook practice. 3 gratitudes." The old man pulled out a small, worn notebook. "For the past 20 years," he said, "every morning before my phone, before my thoughts, I write 3 things I'm grateful for." "That's it?" Daniel asked skeptically. The old man picked up 2 stones, one dark, one light. "Your mind is a garden. Every morning you plant seeds. If you plant worry and complaint," he lifted the dark stone, "that's what grows all day. But if you plant gratitude," he raised the light stone, "that's what grows instead." He placed both stones in Daniel's hands. "You've been planting dark seeds for years, but you can change what you plant starting tomorrow." The rule was simple. Before your feet touch the floor. Before your phone. Write 3 specific things you're grateful for. Not vague ideas, real moments. He showed his entry. Sunlight warming my face, smell of coffee brewing my neighbor's, daughter waving at me, the small things. Daniel asked. The small things, the man said. Because that's the life you're actually living. 30 days that changed everything. Day 1 felt awkward, day 5 felt forced. But Daniel kept writing. Day 12 something shifted. He noticed sunlight during a meeting and felt appreciation. Day 17 gratitude came naturally. Day 20 he woke up excited. Day 30 he returned to the park. I changed, Daniel said, holding the notebook. Not my life. My attention. The old man smiled. This isn't a challenge, he said. It's a way of living. 6 months later. Daniel still writes every morning. His job didn't change. His problems didn't disappear. But he did. And my friend, his story is your story too, because life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by choice. And that choice begins the moment you wake up tomorrow. Wake up grateful, stay patient, keep growing.